Hi, I'm Stuart Bull and welcome to lesson number 4 in the Pentatonic series. Okay, before we get going, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please visit guitarstarclothing.co.uk. Check out the t-shirts and don't forget to email me at stuartbull5150@gmail.com. And I will be kind of reviving my mailing list as soon as I can remember the password. That will be very soon. I'm sure someone's got it. Okay, so let's move on with lesson number 4. We are adding the A string now, and we're sort of slowly coming to the end of this little journey, and then we'll be continuing it in a slightly different direction. Okay, so our first resolution that we're going to look at is C to A. That's what we've been doing along with G to E. And so the first opportunity we're going to have on the A string is going to be this third A. It's going to be a C, slight bend, and then open A. And we're going to be sticking with the A and D strings. If you've been watching the lessons, we've been kind of going with these pairs of strings. So the next opportunity is going to be the slight bend on the C, the blues bend on the C. And this time we're going to slide up to this A note on the 7th fret D string. If you want to manipulate by bending, sound a bit wicked game there, but you can slide, semitone bend, but you get the point. Next opportunity that we have would be to move to the 10th fret on the D string and have our slight bend on the C, and then resolve to this A on the 7th fret D. So far. Now there's a little pattern developing here which I'm going to go into in a minute. Next opportunity we have is to do a blues bend on this 10 D, C note, and then resolve to this A on the 12th fret A string, slide that up to 15 on the A, slight blues bend, resolve to A, so far. And then we're going to do the octave of the second thing that we did, which is bending this 15 A, that blues bend, and then sliding up to 17 on the D to finish off that resolution. So one more time. And then we can do the octave of this one up here, which will be 22 on the D, resolving to that 19 on the D, and then we can even resolve to that 22nd on the B string being an A note. And you're probably starting to realise, you know, some of these notes here, you may not know which notes they are, but the 22nd fret, now you know that's a C, now you know that's an A, now you know that's an A, so on and so forth. So as you learn these resolutions, you get to kind of know the notes, sometimes in places where you might not know them. Okay, so the little pattern that you might be noticing here is that the first resolution, the first C to A, minor third to root, is on one string. Then when we do that same resolution, but we shift that A note, it's now on 2 strings. Now we stay on that string and do the next resolution, but we still stay on 1 string. So we've gone 1 string, 2 strings, 1 string. Remember the next one? 2 strings. 1 string, 2 strings, 1 string. If you care to do that last note. So you can see that little pattern developing there, and that makes it kind of, anything that's kind of symmetrical and even, for me, when I try and learn, it makes it even, because I think, okay, 1 string, 2 strings, 1 string, 2 strings, 1 string, 2 strings, and then I'm all the way up the neck. Now, that's probably not something that you're going to put in a solo, but if you were trying to work your way up, say for example, to the 10th position, then that would be a pretty cool way of doing it. And let's say you were going to a C chord. You've done it. Okay, so how can we apply that to the things that we've learned already? Well, what we can do is let's go back to, I think it was the second lesson where we were, going from the B to the G string. Now let's apply that same idea. It's going to go 1 string, 2 string, 1 string, 2 string. If it starts on 2 strings, it's going to be 2, 1, 2, 1. Either way, if it's a 2, it's followed by a 1. If it's a 1, it's followed by a 2. Okay, so let's go here. We have this, which is our resolution from C to A, minor third to root, and that is 1st fret B string to 2nd fret G string. So that's a 2-string grouping that we're using, a 2-string idea to make that happen. So what's going to be the next thing? 1 string. So now we go 1 on the B to 2 on the G, 5 on the G to 2 on the G. What's the next thing going to be? 2 strings. Okay, so we've got 5 on the G, 7 on the D. Next idea, we've already played it. 1 string idea, which is going to be 10 on the D to 7 on the D. Now we know it's going to be 2 strings, we already did this. Okay, 1 string, we already did this. 2 strings, we already did this. 1 string. So now we've been able to go all the way across the neck, not only up the neck from our previous lessons, but across the neck also. Let's try that with our E minor resolution, our minor third of E minor, which is G, to the root, which is E, and these notes are still in the pentatonic, and I do realise we haven't included the 5th note yet, but we are getting to that. I'm just trying to install something where we don't just meander around. Our playing's got purpose. So same idea, we've got 3rd high E to open high E. That is our first 1-string idea. Then we move to 2 strings, which is 3rd high E to 5th on the B. Then it's going to be 1 string, 8 to 5 on the B. Now it's going to be 2 strings, 8 to 5, 9 on the G. 1 string, that's 12 to 9 on the G. 2 strings, that's 12 on the G, 14 on the D. 1 string, that's 17 on the D, 14 on the D. 2 strings, that's 17 on the D, 19 on the A. And to finish off, what does that tell us? It tells us I need some work done on this guitar, I think. Anyway, so that is 22nd on the A. Okay, to 19 on the A to finish off that resolution. And basically, if you want to do that same resolution on the A string and D string as we did for the C and the A, the first one of those, and you're starting to realise how easy it is to work these out now. The first one is going to be here, which is 10 on the A, okay, to 7 on the A. Now we're going to have a 2-string idea. Now we're going to have a 1-string idea, 2-string idea, 1-string idea. And you can see we're starting to use ideas from other ideas that we use. So in other words, these things will cross together and kind of work together. So that is adding the A string. And I just want to give you a little bonus on this lesson. As I said in the first lesson, these resolutions are everywhere. You kind of forget. One of my favourite ones I like to use, if we go back to the C to A, the minor third. One of the things I like to do there is, instead of doing this or this, I like to play this note and bend. So I'm doing a slight blues bend on the 8 high E. And then I'm bending this 8B up to 10 on the B. So I'm bending a G to an A. You can do the same on the G. So if you watch the previous lessons, first resolution, second resolution, first resolution again. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Don't forget Guitar Star Clothing. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Don't forget to like the video. And don't forget to visit guitarstarclothing.co.uk. And if you fancy a Skype lesson, or even if you've just got some questions for me, stuartball5150 @gmail.com. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon.